Hello, and welcome to Dead Notes, a horror and cult film podcast. I am Kevin, and with me is the Mister of the Dork.
I'm Alan, and we're talking about Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, 1988.
Hell,
Kevin's
yes,
obsession.
yes. This is definitely as your Dawn of the Dead obsession. This would be probably about the equivalent.
I love Elvira,
Yeah,
but Kevin is in love with
I was
Elvira.
raised on her, man. When I was a kid, I was fortunate enough I was allowed to have like a TV in my room when I was like 8 years old, and I would stay up Friday nights and watch Elvira, and then I would watch what was it? TNT Up All Night. I would watch that. And then over the weekend they'd have man, they had all kinds of cool stuff late at night. You're able to watch like it was all like horror movie related. Of
Right. Well,
course, Night
obviously,
Owl Theater, and then
yeah, I was gonna say that was on every night, every single night.
yeah, but weekends, it was kind of like free for all. So I was real fortunate to be able to experience that. But she raised me a lot too in that aspect of like not being so, as kids, you watch horror movies and kids get scared and stuff, but she was able to show like the humor in all of it, and just bring all
Well,
those worlds together.
well, I don't. For me, it's like horror hosts are. I know this is gonna sound terrible. Horror hosts to me are like you have a friend that you're watching the movie
Absolutely.
with
Yeah.
because yeah, it's like every 20 minutes or so they come in and say a few things about the movie, and because when we were younger going to school, it's like you may get lucky and find one or two other people that are into the same things you are. That's where
Mhm.
horror hosting comes in because it fills that void.
Yep. You were never alone, Like, it was awesome, and you could laugh right along with it, because you'd sit down with another one of your friends that really wasn't into the movies that you were into, and they'd be all like, "What the fuck is this?" And you're over here cracking up, like
Oh yeah, I mean it takes your entire childhood to high school and
Mhm.
beyond, and you may be lucky enough to find two or three people that share your interests like this.
Absolutely.
And that to me is kind of the what the horror host represents. It's like that void, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
As pathetic as it sounds, it's just great. It's great. It's kind of like even today I still watch like Joe Bob, I watch that when it
Yeah.
comes on. And Fritz the Night Owl, we go to
Yep.
that whenever they put something on. It's just
Yeah, we're so fortunate they're doing that too now, it's been incredible. So, I don't know, it's always gonna be a comfy spot, it's you can always put it on. Like we were talking earlier, I've got a lot of her movie macabres on tape and DVD, and I'll just put them on and let them play. Just it's just soothing, much like you
yeah,
putting on a Dawn of the Dead. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what. So
yeah. Well, like Fritz the Night Owl, Joe Bob, Vampira,
yeah,
Svengoolie,
hmm
Elvira. There it's all like even if the movie is fucking terrible, somehow it makes it watchable. I think
absolutely.
having them just break in every 20 minutes or so and just pointing out some of the silliness, or just giving you little factoids and stuff, it really can make a bad movie great
And yeah,
or
it
seem
helps you
great.
kind of understand other perspectives of that movie, even though it was horrible. You can usually come out of it going, that part was really cool, and it kind of helps you appreciate more than this movie sucks, obviously, but I don't
Yeah, yeah.
know.
Oh, and Chiller Theater, Chilly
Yeah.
Billy.
Oh, yes, that's what I was forgetting. Chiller Theater. I watch that all the time too.
Can't forget Lori
Yeah.
Cardill's daddy.
Yeah.
I always call I always call him Chili I always call him Billy Cardilli because it's like I I
Chili Billy.
Chili Billy Cardilli,
Yeah.
but I think it's Cardill, but, whatever. So it's Lori Cardilli
Mhm.
from Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Her daddy was for those that don't know, her daddy was Chili Bill from, Chiller Theater in Pittsburgh,
Mhm.
Pennsylvania.
Pretty wild.
But I would come to Ohio in the summertime to visit my grandma, and that's where I was introduced to Fritz the Night Owl because my grandma would let me watch Fritz the Night Owl every night.
Yeah. That's awesome, though.
Yeah, and now being older and Fritz is still doing stuff, not quite like he was back then, but it's still
It's
it's
great how they do that now, and I'm really happy we get to go to, like, the theater and experience it. Um, it's cool, man.
yep, when you ain't got no friends. It's like finding a fucking unicorn. Like when I met Kevin, I was probably 17 or 18. I think we were
Yeah.
about that age. We were like, "What?
Yeah.
You're a stupid dickhead nerd too? I love you, man."
Yeah. Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Yeah. You think stupid things are really important too?
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
Yeah, dude.
not that, Dawn of the Dead or any of this stuff is stupid.
Right.
That's just how other
Well,
people that's how people see it outside looking in.
yeah. I'm so glad our shit's taken over now, though. I'm getting to
Like,
see more and more stuff.
is this your favorite Elvira movie?
I mean, she's got 2. She's got Haunted Hills, which is another great movie as well, but this would be I mean, this is, like, really her only, like, movie,
Yeah.
next to Haunted Hills, but, yeah, I mean, this out of the 2, this one's definitely, like, my fave, but there's also nostalgia attached to it. I saw
Yeah, what
Haunted Hills when it came out, and because she funded that all herself, and it's all her crew, like, Riff Raff's in it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh,
everybody,
yeah.
yeah,
That's that's why I said you're like the, Elvira head here because,
a little
I
bit, but yeah.
I knew she had more than 1 movie, but I didn't know how many, and I
Yeah,
haven't seen Haunted Hills since it fucking probably since it came out. I
yeah,
mean, like Mistress of the Dark, I did watch a few years ago before
mhm,
this,
yeah,
and but I would say before that, it had probably been decades.
right, yeah. I think it's I know we'll probably end up be covering that one day, but it's really incredible that, she was like, "I wanna make this fucking movie you know, loosely based around Pit and Pendulum, and I wanna get all my friends, and I'm gonna pay for all of it, and, just make this fucking piece of art, and it's incredible, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I think
It's
she was.
hilarious, like, it still carries her sense of humor. I mean, that's one thing I love the most about her is just her wit because it's silly as fuck, it's real quick, I'm a big fan of that, so
I have some favorite things about her.
Oh, I'm sure there's a couple.
I know what you're thinking, and yeah, those are great. But but I really she shares my strange affection towards animals at the peril of humans.
Yeah.
At the because there's like you'll see you I'm sure you know, but all the stipulations she made for the animals in the movies in
Mhm.
this movie, all the silly things she had the crew go through to make sure the animals were safe because she's like
Yes.
the sweetest person in the world. But
Absolutely.
then but then but but then there's a scene later in the movie where they used a human baby to be her, to
Yeah.
represent her as a baby, and they put makeup on it, and Elvira was like, "Yep, fuck that baby."
Yeah.
That's why I love her. She's like
Yeah.
she's like animals over humans.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah. I am
Oh,
not it's not quite to that degree, but yeah, basically was well, I'll talk about it when we get there, but it's funny. I was pretty happy with the some of the things that she was doing that was kind of pissing the crew off
yeah, yeah. That's funny. I
because she
love her.
loves animals so much. Yeah.
Yeah, she's an American treasure, like right next to Dolly Parton and everybody else, man. She's an amazing individual.
Yeah. So uh, Elvira, like, fuck them kids.
Yeah.
No, no, I'm exaggerating. She's not
Yeah.
like that, but
I love her. She's
yeah.
great. So we opened up at this movie. It's what was the movie they were watching?
It's
It
called
Conquers Earth
It Conquered the World
or Conquered the World.
from 1956.
Yeah. And who do we
And
see in there?
well, look, I thought, oh, okay, when I thought the first character is Beverly Garland, which I
Mhm.
was like, is that Judy Garland? I looked forever to find out if she was related to Judy Garland somehow, but she's
Yeah.
allegedly not. So, but whatever. But uh, Dickolas Miller,
Our dude.
Dick
He has
Miller.
been he's been in like how many he's popped up in? I
I don't
mean,
know. He's showing up
2.
everywhere.
He popped up in Night of the Creeps.
Uh,
He was giving him
uh,
the fucking flamethrower and shit.
Chopping Mall.
Chopping Mall. He was a fucking janitor.
And
Our
well,
man.
he played the same character in both of those movies. He was
Yeah.
Walter Paisley, but he's not Walter Paisley in this.
Yeah, he's young too, so
But
he's going by
but
his
technically
alias.
he's not an actor cast in Elvira. He's an
No.
actor cast in It Conquered the World. So yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Inception. It's like Dick Miller Inception.
I'm telling you, man. So
Yeah. And but one of the first lines uttered in this movie is by Beverly Garland. She says, "I'll see you in hell first," when
mhm.
talking to the alien thing. Put a
Yeah.
pin in that because that's setting up for a callback later in the movie.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, we'll get to that too, yeah.
Yeah, and It Conquered the World is actually a movie which I need to look for because uh Elvira showed that on Elvira's movie Macabre.
Mhm.
So there's an actual episode of this movie from Elvira's show,
Yeah. I
and
in
and
the
they're kind
movie,
of
in Elvira's
yeah,
movie.
and they're kind of recreating it in Elvira's movie. But
Yes.
I'm going to look and see if I can find this somehow. Maybe
I
maybe
don't
it's
have that one. I know I don't have that one. But
yeah. Right. I don't know if they ever released it on DVD or VHS or anything.
yeah.
So it might be difficult to find. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
It
Absolutely.
might be the pirate's life for me.
Oh shit.
uh, yeah, kind of. This is kind of her showing some of the bullshit she had to put up with behind the scenes making that
Mhm.
show, and
Yeah, all
uh,
the harassment and shit, that she's got to deal with and all
yeah,
that.
and Tress MacNeille is in this scene,
Mhm.
the anchor woman,
Yeah.
which you could go, well, who the fuck is that? Well, that's Mom from Futurama, man. and and it's Agnes Skinner from The Simpsons.
Right. Yep. Fucking
She's
nerd. Yeah.
she most of it yeah. Well, Mom from come on, man. Futurama is the
I know.
best. But I know specifically she's in the Futurama movie Bender's Game, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just happy to see anything from Futurama because I fucking love that show. Well, the first
Yeah.
4, the
I
original
love
4.
that she just keeps everybody like she's always working with like her same crew, you know? And I
Yeah,
just love that. I love when
yeah,
people do that.
yeah. It's all like groundlings, people from the
Yes,
groundlings.
absolutely.
Like this movie's full of them.
The whole Pee Wee Herman crew, which we'll get into that later on.
Yeah, yeah. Pee Wee Herman was supposed to have a cameo in this movie, and he still kind of does. But he was shooting Big
Yeah,
Top.
yeah.
He, he was
You're right.
shooting Big Top Pee Wee at the time. But we meet the station owner, Earl Hooter, fitting name.
Yeah, Rudy introduces Elvira to her and or to him, I mean, and what's he say to her? Like,
He says it's milking time. He says, I
yeah,
thought you said she was a nympho.
yeah, it's milking time.
You can try your act out on me. It's milking time.
Stop that tongue walking! I don't have to take this from anybody.
He grabs her titties.
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah. I
That
thought you said she was a nympho.
man.
So yeah,
And
so she quits. She's like, "Fuck all this shit," you know. And Manny's like, "Hey, you know, they want to pay her, you know, all this shit, so that because she wants to
well,
get
they
that big show at the Flamingo, right?"
yeah, she wants to. She's trying to get a show in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
which Manny tells her they want her to pay $50,000.
Right. Yeah,
And
that's what that. Yep.
what
To
the
invest
fuck?
in like a fucking Vegas show,
Yeah, like I mean, I know that if you get a
I guess
show
you'd
in
get it
Vegas,
back.
yeah, I know if you get a show in Vegas, you're set. But what
Well, you
kind of
said they set you up with a residency, so maybe
yeah?
that's why. I don't
But
know.
$50,000 in 1988? That's a fucking. You could buy several houses.
Yeah. Oh, for
That
sure.
that is insane.
Absolutely.
I don't. I don't know. I was just a little because I was like, even today, $50,000 is
Fuck
a
yeah.
shitload of
It's a
money.
shit ton of money, dude.
Yeah.
I would
Holy
think that
shit.
50,000 would be enough to fund your help
You could
finance the show you want to do now, you
yeah,
know.
right. Yeah. I would think that's expensive for now.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Are you
Yeah.
crazy?
Yeah.
$50,000?"
Yep.
I don't know,
Uh
because Jesus Christ. I mean, you could buy a pretty nice house in 1988 for $50,000.
yeah.
But
Pay it off.
anyway, you know, as luck would have it, and she even mentions it in the scene. She's like, "What a how good a timing is that?" Because
Yeah.
she gets the telegram telling her that she's getting an inheritance from her mother, or her is
Her
it
her
her aunt?
late aunt. Yeah, her
Her
late great
aunt,
aunt.
yeah, her aunt Morgana,
Mhm.
and 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 it cuts like right to the dream sequence, which I suppose the first
The
time,
daydream. Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
fucking
she's
love this
daydreaming.
scene, dude. It is so goddamn funny.
I
And
love it. I
it's
love when
so
she's jumping around and she's like
oh,
cross-eyed. It's
yes. Yeah, dude. It's so fucking funny. And it's like another thing too, because she's, you know, Elvira. So she is like, you know, black, you know, just all darkness and stuff. So there's so many scenes obviously in this where she's just in everyday life and it's no different to her. She's just like everybody else, you know, and it's so funny. I don't know. But this whole scene, it's all lit up and nice and colorful. So it's all
yeah.
like or what she
Well, the whole
say? They are
movie
like,
the
"Here's a
whole
Jeep," and she's like, "I needed one of those."
yeah, the whole movie is like a stark contrast to her
Oh, I love
character.
it. Yeah, it's so cool.
And
I needed one of those.
what's her car called? Because after she comes out of her daydream, she heads to Massachusetts for the reading of the will. But what her car was called, like the macabre mobile,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The macabre
And
mobile.
it's like, oh, I love this fucking car. It's a '59 Ford Thunderbird. It's fucking beautiful. And then Count or whatever, that guy that redoes cars, she brought it into him on an episode and he redid it and like
Okay.
redid and it's just re-upped it. She still owns it.
Yeah,
And
I
everything.
she said that during the filming of this, because it wasn't a convertible. They they basically bought a piece of shit because they didn't have much of a budget. So she said the car barely ran.
Yep.
And that's a hard top that they just cut the top off to make it look like a convertible.
Right, exactly, yeah. And then they just modded it. So I mean, it's a beautiful fucking car.
Oh yeah, but she said
Regardless,
during
God, there's so
she
much custom work on that thing, man.
yeah, and she says
Jeez.
during the filming of this that it didn't run. Like there's one scene where you see it moving, and she was like, "That's all it ran the entire fucking
Yeah,
movie. The
I
rest
believe
of
it.
it, the rest of it, she's being towed because it wouldn't move, it wouldn't
Mhm.
start." Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much like as she enters that Massachusetts town, that's basically how that car ran.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention because I just skipped over it. I did mention it, but I didn't point it out. The Pee Wee Herman cameo. Did you catch it?
I know you told me, man, but I didn't fucking see it.
So, watch the scene with when Elvira is in her dressing room with Manny, and look
Yes.
right above
Okay. Yes, I do remember now. I
and
do remember now.
sitting on top of the mirror for her
Yep.
in her dressing room as a Pee Wee Herman doll.
Yep. I do remember now.
Because Pee Wee couldn't do the cameo because he was busy shooting Big Top Pee Wee,
Mhm.
so she put the Pee Wee Herman doll because those two loved each other.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Uh,
They were brother and sister, dude.
yeah, there's some really cool pictures of the two of them hanging out in the 80s.
Which is
Yeah.
also a funny thing too because they're so juxtaposed. You know what I'm saying? And that's another wonderful thing about that whole
Well,
crew.
I would say in character, but in real life,
In
they're
character, yes,
yeah,
absolutely. They both portrayed like the same characters, kind of. Absolutely the same type of character, but two different sides of the coin. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it's,
yeah,
but they're like brother and sister, man.
yeah.
Fucking
They
love
were,
Pee Wee.
yeah. Yeah, he's yeah, but if you look at the top of her mirror, there's a little there that's actually a really big Pee Wee Herman doll, but that's his cameo because he couldn't be in the movie, unfortunately.
Hmm.
But
But
one
yeah,
of the
that
first
car, dude, it's beautiful. And Barris did all the custom work to it in the beginning, or in on the car, originally.
Oh yeah, you get
So
a
it was
flash
pretty
you
much,
when she starts her car up, you get like a flash of her ring,
yeah.
like setting that up because it, you know, I don't know. Anyway. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Pay no mind to that giant fucking red ring she's got on her finger that flashes at the screen when she starts her car.
Beautiful car. Oh my god. I
What do
would
you
just
think
love
of,
to have a '59 Thunderbird anyway. Like, but what's that?
would you pick up the hitchhiker?
Yeah, we're getting to that part, weren't we? Yeah, I was gonna say fucking, she picks you up on the side of the road.
I I take slightly better care of my teeth.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
Ever so
when
slightly.
it cuts back to him and he's already out of his clothes, it's like it's like a second, dude. Like it like gets in and he starts giggling, and then it cuts back and she's pulling over and kicking his ass out of the car and he's naked.
That guy was in Pee Wee Big Top Pee Wee also.
Was he?
That is that is
I haven't
Joey
watched that in a long time, so
That is Joey Arias, who played Shim in Big Top Pee-wee,
Huh.
half man, half woman.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
He doesn't. His face doesn't register, but like,
Yeah, because he
you know,
looks completely different in Big
yeah.
Top Pee-wee.
But I haven't watched
They
Big
made
Top
him look
Pee Wee in a
more
long time, though. That's on
well,
my
they made
docket,
him
though.
look they made him look more like me for this.
Oh yeah, obviously.
He not a sexy lady
You
man.
pop out of your clothes in a second. You've been so
Yeah.
lonely.
Does Elvira kill him? Is that what
Yeah. When
is
she
that what
throws the axe
happens
at
here?
him, yeah.
Because I think she murders a hitchhiker. And
Yeah.
then here soon she might murder someone else.
Oh yeah, she might. Yeah.
Very very soon because after she
Does she
murders
murder him? Does she murder him, or does he murder himself? So.
well, yeah. Well, she murders the hitchhiker. Definitely.
Mhm.
I choose to believe that.
I think it went in his butt.
He caught it betwixt his butt cheeks.
Betwixt his butt cheeks.
He clenched up.
The man plays a lot of drop ball. What do you got?
Yep. He's good at that cornhole game. But then we get finally to the title card.
Yeah.
Elvira,
Yep.
Mister of the Dork.
Mister of the Dork.
Oh, here's a little for future trivia. That cop that pulls her over
Mm-hmm.
is an ex-boyfriend of Cassandra Peterson.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
and he in real life, his name's Bill Cable. You can look him up. In real life, this fucking guy died in a motorcycle accident.
Really?
and he's a motorcycle cop in Elvira's movie.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's one of her ex-boyfriends.
Huh. Interesting.
Bill I just thought that was fucking ironic.
Yeah.
I mean, not a good thing. He might have been a nice guy. I don't know.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Stay off those fucking motorcycles, goddammit. And don't go to rotten.com. You know, one of the the reason I mentioned Rotten is because I remember there's this fucking picture. Well, I shouldn't mention it because people will look it up. Never mind.
Nah.
Don't look up on rotten.com why people wear motorcycle helmets. Just saying.
It's self-explanatory, I think.
Yeah. Being that I looked that picture up like 30 years ago and I can remember it like it was yesterday.
And this is why you don't ride a motorcycle.
Yeah, that's why I don't ride a motorcycle or operate or drive, whatever you want to call it.
I am human. I am doing human things.
I do human things.
I am human. Operate or drive. What do you...
Well, ride implies that I'm just on it
Oh.
while it's moving.
What, like on the back of one?
Yeah, while my arms are tight around Kevin as he operates it.
Or drives. or drives.
and or drives this vehicle.
Oh shit.
Here's this is the possible second murder. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so like she pulls up to get, for some gas and stuff, and guy's just sitting there smoking and looking at his porn, and basically tells her it's self-serve. So she fuels her gas tank, and then she decides to take off, tells him what, because he's smoking. She's like, those things will kill you. So then he gets up and he's like, have a nice day, and starts walking towards the bathroom to finish himself off, and then, lights himself on fire. So I think it was a mutual thing because he shouldn't have been smoking at the gas pump.
Yeah, you're right. But I think it was she's 50% responsible at least. That's at least
Yeah.
manslaughter.
Right. Yeah, I go with manslaughter, but I mean, what do you do?
But but I know this is getting heavy on the references because this is early in the movie and they're introducing characters, but the gas station attendant is the co-writer of the movie, John Paragon, who
That's silly.
also who also played the uh the guy that would call in on Elvira's Mystery Macabre and uh like the breather. That's what he was credited as because
Oh, really?
he would call in and be like
That was him?
yeah, that's this guy.
What a fucking job, dude.
I know. I could do that. Here's my audition.
Yeah, that's funny. That's so funny. So, of course, they're gonna put him as an attendant reading this porn mag, and just fucking digging into himself
Well,
and shit.
and one of the best scenes of the movie is in this. One of the best, when Elvira's washing her windshield.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
cinematic. It's like a Lars von Trier moment in this movie. It's
Yeah.
like cinematic beauty.
That's funny.
Like
Yeah, because she wrote that in there too. My dad always said that was one of his favorite parts of the movie. He's got a couple. Yeah, dude. So
oh
fucking
man.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we got
so
that part, but then
I
like,
think I think
then as she's driving, she's eating, and then what happens? Or
she, well, so far she's got a body count of 2 already, and the movie has barely
one and a
even
half.
started.
Yeah, 1.5.
Okay. But Kevin is referencing the titty glizzy,
The glizzy on her titties.
which has no reason to be in this movie other than to show her titties.
Absolutely, just like the windshield scene.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh no, Kevin, the windshield scene was tasteful. It
Oh,
was like it was it was so uh the
deliberate.
no, it was just oh, it was directed beautifully. It was like almost like an art house. Well, not art house, but she'd be vomiting if that were the case. Yeah,
Oh,
no, no. She's eating a hot dog just to be able to center the camera on her titties for a second while she's driving.
and they're, of course she's eating a hot dog. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Of course, reminds you of anything?
and then after that all
That's
happens, she waves
that's
at
a
those
call
Amish
forward.
people,
Yeah,
and they're all smiling at her.
but the Amish people seem the most relatable to her.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't.
into it.
They're all gothed out.
uh, yeah, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, they got Abraham Lincoln driving the fucking thing, but you know,
Malachi is all about it. Malachi's wife's all about it too.
Outlander,
Yeah.
Outlander.
They had
Uh,
games and crayons. It's forbidden.
it's forbidden. He sounds like Miguel now.
Yeah.
That is forbidden.
It came with the frame.
Is he who walks behind the rose? Oh, what the fuck, man? How did we get on Children of the Corn? And
I don't know. Because of Malachi. I said Malachi.
okay, let's go back to Falwell.
Yep.
named after that fucking dipshit piece of shit human being Jerry Falwell,
Yeah.
because
Falwell,
the,
Massachusetts.
the town is basically Jerry Falwell incarnate, right?
Yeah.
The fake.
Yeah, it's like all of that. It's just super proper town, you know. Everybody goes to bed at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Well, the town is I believe it is on the Warner Brothers studio, and it's the
Yeah.
same town that they used in Back to the Future.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh shit.
Take that for your trivia.
Yeah. Fucking dickhead. Yeah,
So yeah, she
the
like
difference.
pulls in and her hood flies off her car. So, pretty, about how it's been running the whole time as far as what you were saying, how it was driving. It was like a piece of shit underneath the hood.
Yeah. It's not a piece of shit, it's the whole turd.
Then Mrs. Poole comes up to her and starts talking shit.
Listen, young lady, I don't know who you are or where you came from, but you most certainly don't fit in this town. Why, you don't even fit in that dress.
Listen, sister, if I want your opinion, I'll beat it out of you.
You remember Mrs. Poole? That's
From
what from what's that sitcom?
Oh my
Hogan's Family.
correct.
You remember that Hogan's Family?
I am
She was
I
the
am
annoying neighbor, Mrs.
I am
Poole.
I'm not as old as you.
You're a fucking
Nuh-uh.
you're almost a year older than me, so I don't even want to
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut up.
But her name in this is Chastity Pariah, which I think is fucking hilarious. Oh, it's played by Edie McClurg, Mrs.
Yeah.
Poole, Chastity Pariah. Such a John Waters name. Like John Waters fucking names all his shit. All his characters weird shit, which we'll be getting into that at some point.
Fucking John Waters is like a more perverted version of God damn it. Never mind. I can't even think.
He's a
I'm
fucking
drawing blank.
genius. He's another one of my favorite people too.
I want to know where Turkey Joe is. If you get that reference, you get $1.
Yeah.
Because this fucking guy, I w- no, never mind. We'll talk about that in a John Waters episode. I'll bring that
Yeah.
son of a bitch up again.
Yeah.
But I'll give you some. Here, I'll give you some more trivia. This one's for Kevin. Do you know that when they show Elvira and Chastity arguing, right? When
Mm-hmm.
it's shot where you can see both of them on camera, if you look in the background, there's a woman with a pink shirt on and a man with a plaid shirt standing right next to her.
Okay.
That's a cameo by Elvira's mom and dad, Phyllis and Dale.
No shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna go back and watch that. That's fucking cool. Again,
Yep.
incredible how she just involves everybody, and I love that.
Yeah. She's got Mama and Papa in this movie, and they're
Yeah.
just standing in the background when she gets to Falwell.
And it's her first movie, so she's made it. You know what I'm saying? Which is what this movie's about, ironically.
Yeah. And this is where we get introduced to the teens, the three boys that are kind of in the movie.
3 strong boys that fucking step on her hood and fucking cave in her the blower
Yeah.
knocks at her fucking hood and kick
Well,
her hood ornament off.
well, the funny thing, like, if being an actor always feels like, well, if I were, it'd be it'd be weird. I don't. I'm a pretty introverted person. I don't like people just looking at me. But the kid that plays Randy, Chris Cam, right?
Yes.
Well, that part was originally supposed to be played by Brad Pitt.
No way.
Yes. Look it up.
No, that's
Look
fucking
it
funny.
look this up and listen to the story of it, because it makes me feel like this poor guy, Chris Cam,
Uh-huh.
because Brad Pitt, the reason he's not playing Randy in this movie is because Elvira, Cassandra Peterson, said that if because Brad Pitt was like 20 some years old when this movie was made, and
Mm-hmm.
he was supposed to be playing a teenager, but Elvira, Cassandra Peterson, said that if Brad was in the movie, that it would not be believable that she would be pursuing Bob, because she would
Oh, if
be,
Brad Pitt was in with the teens.
yeah. Yeah, because she would be pursuing Brad Pitt the whole time, and because he was playing a teenager, it would have seemed inappropriate,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
But
Yeah.
but my point is, imagine the blow to your ego to know that you were cast in a part in a movie because you are just kind of dopey looking.
Average. Yeah. You're kind of, they had to cast somebody homelier
Like, yeah. Yeah, it's like
just
you
so you
are,
didn't outdo like her actual love interest in the movie.
yeah, you'll do
Hello,
perfect
Elvira.
because, yeah, it's like we're gonna cast you because nobody would fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
That's
You know,
funny. Yeah.
and in the notes for casting, I guess Elvira and Cassandra, in her notes when Brad Pitt was auditioning, her comments were just yum. I'd love to. I need to look at 1988, and see what Brad Pitt looked like at the time. It must have
Yeah.
been insane for the response she had. You know, it
Yeah.
would be fucking great if Brad Pitt was in this, though.
That
I
would have been
mean,
silly.
I'll peel back the curtain a little bit here. Unironically, Brad Pitt is one of my favorite actors.
He's
Because,
awesome, man. I mean, he's great in what
dude,
he's in. Dude, he's great.
He's great in Seven.
Mm-hmm.
Snatch, he's fuck is my favorite character he
Well, it's
plays.
just because
And
his shirt is off mostly in the movie, you know.
oh no, well, yeah, it's
I don't want to
pretty.
make Dave jealous, but
Yeah, but I mean, 12 Monkeys.
he's dude, he is a fucking conic in 12 Monkeys. Like
He's
they couldn't have
so
they
good.
could not have fucking casted a better person for that role at all.
Well,
Him and Bruce Willis together in that, just they bounced off each other so well amidst.
California.
Yeah, California is awesome.
He's so good in all these movies, and I think people don't give him the credit he deserves, because yes, it's fucking like, I'm a 1000% straight man, but I would be conflicted if I'd be like, "No, man, stop it. I'm not
What if
drink
he came up to you and just kissed you right on the lips?
I'm just gonna say I wouldn't drink any alcohol around the man."
I'm gonna kiss you right on the lips,
I'd
Brad
be like,
Pitt.
"I need my faculties here."
You're like, I'm gonna kiss you right on the lips, Brad Pitt.
"Don't make me fall in love with you.
Yeah.
How dare you?" No, I do think that he gets overlooked a lot because of his
Yeah, he
looks,
does.
man,
I
because
think
he's
it's
a
because of
fucking
his because of how
phenomenal
popular
actor.
he is. Yeah, I mean, George Clooney is one of my favorite actors, and it's the same. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's hilarious. All right,
Yeah.
so let's get back. Let's get out of the wanderlust
Y-
of
Get
Bratty
get
Pitt.
back from shaming poor Chris Cam.
Yeah,
Poor
leave the
guy.
boy be.
He's like the biggest role I ever had was because I was just kind
Average,
of okay, average looking.
kind of
Yeah.
average, kind of
I did.
okay.
I wasn't like good looking.
He's like his mom. He like calls his mom. He's like, "Mom, I got the part," and she's like, "Well, that's incredible." He's like,
How'd you
"Yeah,
get
it's
it?
okay, I guess. It's average."
How'd you get it,
Yeah,
Chris? Oh,
because of you and Dad.
yeah, bad genes, I
Bad
suppose.
jeans. She was like, "But I washed your jeans today."
Yeah. Hey, ugly doesn't mean stupid.
He's
Kevin's over here throwing strays, throwing at the uggos.
throwing strays at the uggos.
That would mean that, well, shit. I almost mentioned Jason, but that's a bad example. I was gonna say that would mean that Jason's stupid.
But he's got the strength of 10 men.
Whoops. I'll,
All right.
I
So
mean,
here
the
we go.
smartest man. Yeah, I mean, the smartest man in the world is Uggo.
Mhm.
Stephen Hawking. I mean, he's not exactly. I don't know. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all
I got
right.
probably Stephen Hawking's probably had a fucking thigh slapper on him though.
It had to have its
It was
own
like a.
hover
It was
around.
like. It was like he had a dead rat laying in his lap all the time, but it was still. It was still big.
A dead muskie laying across his lap.
Yeah. I got
It
this
had its
dead
own talking
Maggie.
machine. It had its own robot talking machine.
So, hey Kevin, what do you think about the mechanic anyway?
Dude,
Going
this
back
guy
to
fucking cracks me the fuck up, man. Because she's up there, he's like fixing it and everything, and she asks, where there's a place to stay, and of course, just like the old mechanics do, they start wandering off in their conversation, and then she like walks off, and he's like, "Nice tits."
nice boobs. Yeah.
Iconic, iconic.
Yeah. Well,
So fucking funny.
he was telling a story about a woman that is fucks her dog, I think.
Yeah, it's like he went into that whole thing, and then it just stopped.
Yeah, like fucking
I love like she's walking up and she's carrying what looks like the exact, almost the exact same case I carry all my tattoo machines in. It's got stickers like all over it. So I was
yeah.
I was like, sweet.
I paused it and was trying to see what all bands she had on there, but
Anthrax
uh
is on there. That's the only one I could catch, but I
yeah,
haven't really.
that's the one that sticks out for sure. But she said she spent the funny thing is I paused it and was trying to look and see what all bands she has on there. And it's difficult. And she said she spent weeks getting those stickers and stuff specifically for that scene, and nobody really got to see it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's true because I could barely tell.
Yeah, it was probably it's all like bands that she
They just,
actually liked and was trying to promote too,
oh
which
yeah,
is another cool thing. She was trying to shout out for everybody. I don't know.
oh yeah, yeah.
It's awesome.
She seems like she'd be awesome in real life. Like I've
Oh
never
yeah.
met her. Kevin has a couple times, right?
Yeah. It's been twice and she's been incredible each time. The first time I met her, I think it was 2008ish, and it was at a horror hound, and she wasn't doing they weren't really doing a lot of photo ops then because they were still kind of low key, but they always had big guests there. So yeah, I was in line, met her at her table and stuff, and got my dad a glossy and uh of the one. It's a shot of her in the outfit that she's wearing at the end of this movie because it's like my dad's favorite scene in the entire world. So it pissed my stepmom off so bad when I brought it to him. Um, it was all signed to him and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, she let me. She was like, I was like, can I, get my picture with you? She's like, absolutely. And she brought me behind her table and she was sitting and like talked to me for probably a good 10 minutes, man. Like just not forced. It wasn't like, she was just trying to do her thing. She was literally just like asking me, how I came into being into like her stuff, and I explained it. I was like, I've been watching you since I was like this tall, and it was cool to share with her, and like she was like kind of blown away. So it was cool, man. She's just so nice. The second time I met her, it was at a photo op at Horror Hound. But even then, my wife was with me and she was like, she can come in too. And my wife's like, nope, this is for him. He's a fucking nerd.
Your wife should have put her hand on the top of your head and
Yeah.
said, "And he's been masturbating to you since he was this tall."
Yeah. she, she probably would.
Oh, I know she would.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
so funny.
yeah. Yeah, no,
But
she seems fucking great. And I wish I
yeah,
had that experience because I don't like to meet these people. I don't like to
yeah,
meet movie stars for personal reasons. But my opinion on that might have been different had I met Cassandra Peterson first.
yeah. Linda Blair was incredible too. She was incredible, just super nice. Um, so yeah, I've only run into a
Your
couple.
mother sucks cocks in
Yeah,
hell.
she was like, make sure. She was like, make sure you send that her way. No, um, yeah, she didn't want to talk about The Exorcist really. But she uh does a lot of stuff with animals and stuff like that. She's got a lot of animal saving organizations and stuff that are pretty awesome. So she was promoting that a lot, and all the money that she made from that convention, it all went into her rescue. I believe at that time she just had like a pit bull rescue, and I believe a horse rescue as well. I can't remember. Now I think she
Yeah,
also does. She takes in military people that are can't bring. They're off in the military, and she'll take their dogs for them and put them up for
yeah,
however long.
yeah. The pit bull thing is really great because so
Yeah.
many fucking dickheads
Oh, there's so many
breed
fucktards
breed
out
pit
there, man.
bulls to they breed pit bulls to fight, and
Mhm.
it's like, man, I don't.
Dumb sons of bitches, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
So
but
we come into the hotel, and this is our intro to Mr. and Mrs. Meeker, owners of the motel.
and little Robin Meeker,
Yeah.
daughter.
She comes in, she's
She
getting bitched at for wearing makeup, and all that.
mean
So they don't even want
which
to offer Elvira a room because they think she's one of them rock stars.
well well Susanna doesn't want to offer Elvira a room, but Leslie seems more than willing.
Oh, he's
He's
ready to
like
help.
he's like, "Fuck yeah, we got a room."
Yeah. He's like, yes, we
Right
asked.
right beside mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Absolutely.
Leslie. Leslie's funny in this because the whole movie, like, Susanna is giving Elvira shit, and Leslie's always sticking up for her
Yeah.
in his way.
Yeah, dude, it's hilarious. She's always
And
telling him what she keeps telling him. She's like, "Shut up, Harry."
Leslie.
Or Leslie, "Shut up, Leslie." God, that poor
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, yeah, he's a poor fella. That's married life.
Yeah, it's like that fucking scene on Boogie Nights where she's going off on Dirk, and his dad's just up in the bedroom crying.
Crying himself to sleep on that huge pillow.
Huge head he's got.
Head thief. Yeah, but Elvira's looking for something to do, and Robin suggests the bowling alley.
Yeah, She said it gets
which
pretty. What'd she say? It gets pretty live on the weekends or some shit.
well, it's funny because the bowling alley is called Patty's Tidy Bowl.
Yes,
But you
I
s-
fucking
but you
love it.
but you see how I paused when I said that, because even reading it just now, I wanted to say Patty's Titty Bowl.
I know, and I think that was on purpose, which is
Yeah,
another, which is also awesome. And we're gonna run into a lot of real punny things here. It's starting to
well,
happen now. So
if I mention the bowling alley again, I'm probably gonna call it the Titty Bowl.
yeah, you might.
But just to be clear, I know that it's Patty's tight. See, I'm doing it there too. I had
Yeah.
to stop because my brain is saying Titty Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's Patty's Tidy Bowl. But at Patty's Tidy Bowl, we get introduced to Billy and Travis,
Yep.
which I wish there was more Billy in this movie. I want Billy in every scene. Fucking love this
Fucking
character.
Billy. Yeah.
It's like a
Well,
water buffalo.
yeah, yeah. Where he's like, what's he talking about? Spider-Man. He's like, you can't hit Spider-Man with kryptonite.
I fucking love Billy. He's such a goofy looking guy too.
Yeah,
He's perfect.
yeah. He's just in random parts in random movies.
Sizable.
All through. There's never been a movie where he's been like a main star, and he always plays the same character, damn near in every movie. It's pretty
Yeah,
silly.
but
So
they
she
shoot
goes to
their.
sit down and,
Oh
huh?
yeah,
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna. Sorry. Hit the upper ear.
Go ahead. Go,
Hey,
go ahead, man.
hey,
Go.
hey.
Shut the fuck up.
He's-
Go ahead, man.
well, Miss Yvonne is in this, the most beautiful woman in the world from Pee Wee's Playhouse. She's the server in the bowling alley.
You
She
got
comes.
served.
You
You got served.
got served. You got served. Lynn Marie Stewart, R.I.P. But she comes in and basically says that they don't serve alcohol after 7 p.m. and asks Elvira if she wants a virgin. And I think she says, "Oh, I had one this morning" or something.
I forget what she said there.
Oh. Bloody Mary.
No hard liquor served past 8 o'clock. Do you want a virgin?
Maybe, but I'll have a couple of drinks first.
But then we get Billy and Travis, wanting to make their move on her. You want to?
the size of a water buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shoot their shots.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Well,
How about a blowjob?
yeah, Travis starts fucking laughing at Billy for being an idiot, and he says, "How about a blowjob?" But when she starts pouring the fucking drinks in Billy's lap, Travis starts laughing at him, but he's getting a
He's
drink
getting
poured
it
in his
too.
goddamn lap. He's getting it too. And this is this scene. Pay attention, boys. You know
Yeah,
what is in
you
this
sent
scene?
this to me, and I watched it after you sent the still to me because it's still blurry. It reminded me of being like a kid when I watched this or some shit. Like
Yeah, there is a nip
it's
slip in this scene when
there is. Yep.
When Travis. Well, first, she stabs Billy with the fake knife,
Yeah, she goes, "I cut you, man."
and it's also funny because for whatever reason, I don't know why, I was watching this scene in extra slow motion. And
Yeah.
for science, But but when she stabs him with the knife, it doesn't retract. It just kind of bumps up against him, and then when
Yeah.
she's pushing on it, it retracts.
Yeah.
I just noticed that because for whatever reason, I don't know why, I was watching this scene in slow
In
motion
slow-mo.
more.
Yeah.
I don't know why I could have been doing that. Yeah, I sent this picture to Kevin, a still of Elvira's nip slip in this scene. And Kevin goes, she did a spread for Penthouse or whatever.
It was Hustler.
Hustler. I was like, no shit. But it's not the same.
I
It's
know.
like it's
I
like
was
a
just trying to help with
unicorn.
your research. I was
I was
trying to
like,
cliff notes your research there.
that's a titty. And, and it's funny because you can tell she noticed as soon as it happened because she spent the rest of that little shot like trying to fix it.
Yeah, you could tell. Yeah. It's funny. And then they just kept it going. Like, fuck it. No one's going to catch it except for Alan 30 years later.
In super slow mo.
And super. And that's what's
It's
up.
funny. Well, it's funny too because I listened to the commentary for this movie and nobody mentioned it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like,
It's
there's
funny.
titty there.
So we got our intro to Bob Redding as he intervenes and punches old Travis in the face.
He white knights. He comes in to save the day. Yeah, big dumb Bob. He's supposed to be.
I got
He's
you,
supposed
Elvira.
he's supposed to be the male equivalent of the dumb blonde.
Yeah.
He's the big,
Yeah.
strong guy with no fucking brains.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And we got Patty who comes up. So we got Patty now in the mix.
Yeah, Patty.
I believe she is also in Elvira's Haunted Hills as well. I have to look into that again.
Patty is Susan Kellerman. She is Grace in Beetlejuice.
Shit, you're right. That's right.
She's one of the yuppies
Yes.
that
You're
comes
right. Yep.
to look at the house.
Yeah, she's the wife of her
That's
financier.
that's what I recognized her from.
Yeah. But yeah, that's crazy.
She's in the Beatles.
Yeah.
In Beetlejuice.
Oh shit.
But Patty or Suzanne Kellerman, they have like a titty off. Her
Yeah,
and
Elvira says you better watch it. You're gonna poke somebody's eyes out with those things because hers are all pointy.
Yeah, and she has well, Suzanne Kellerman does have big titties and which is funny because that's kind of the joke of the movie is that she's stuffing her bra, but
yeah,
that I'll talk more about
spoiler.
that later. Yeah, I'll mention more of that later, but I don't think they're stuffing her. She might have some football shaped titties, but but I don't think they're stuffing her bra at this point. But when they leave, when Bob and Elvira walk outside, Elvira's trying to get Bob back to her hotel room.
Oh yeah, like immediately, and he's not picking up on the cues.
Stupid jackass.
Or he's being blind because of Patty, obviously or whatever. But
I don't even. I think he's supposed to be like a big dumb like innocent moron.
Yeah. But what I love too is she's like puckering up to kiss him, and it does another one of those like smash cuts, and he's gone, and he's just in his truck, like, see you later.
Yeah, that is what used to be called a weirdo. now they would just say Bob had autism. You know, because any kind of weird personality defect nowadays.
But he's on the spectrum. Like,
Yeah, they're like, well, he said that he acted weird, so he must be autistic.
yeah. Yeah. And that's exactly what they would do.
Yeah, oh
Uh,
yeah. There'd be behind the scenes interviews with
yeah.
Daniel Green where he's going, "Yeah, I was struggling with my autism."
Yeah.
But this was the 80s, man. They were like Bob was just big and dumb.
Yeah. Oh,
If
they let
you
Bob sleep through every concussion.
go to sleep. Yeah,
You
they were
just take a nap.
he's laying in bed. The itsy spider went up the water spout.
Oh shit! They gotta
Yeah,
remind him who he is every morning.
yeah. Nowadays they'd be like, "Don't say that.
Yeah,
You're
he's autistic.
he's autistic." Bob just didn't pay
And then he's like, "No, I'm not a very good painter."
attention. I go, "You don't look like you've been touched by Jesus."
I'm not a very good painter.
I'm not a very good
I'm not
painter.
very autistic. Oh shit! So
Man, I can, we're go
no, you
ahead.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I was just gonna say, holy shit, we're just getting the Vincent.
Yeah, yeah, because
Vincent,
she's at
who
the reading of the will, and she just comes running in, much like she was in her little daydream about the game show. And of course, she shoves her boobs in Vincent's face.
oh yeah, her uncle.
Yeah, her uncle.
Which I'm of the mind that incest is okay as long as it's not me that's doing it. Why would I have a problem with two other people doing incest? Partaking in incest,
Yeah,
however you want to say it.
yeah,
Vincent is named after Vincent Price, who they tried to get to play that character, which would have
yeah.
been fucking amazing.
That would have been sweet, especially him
Yeah,
as like that kind of villain. That would have been awesome.
yeah, it would have been. Yeah, not trying to take away from William Shepard, but Vincent
Yeah,
Price, man, he understands, I'm sure.
yeah.
But yeah, she shoves her boobs, and it would have been hilarious if he motorboated her.
Well, I was about to say he was trying to talk, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Elvira is granted her aunt's house, her
Mhm.
dog, and her recipe.
That's right.
Her and Vincent don't get shit.
Nope. Of which there is none. He gets the rest of her stuff, of which there is none.
But he wants that recipe book for
Hmm.
some fucking reason.
Yeah, and it's not because he's hungry, or he is hungry.
Yes. So he rolls up beside Elvira while she's walking down the street and offers $50 to buy the book, and she agrees. But that's right when Chastity is walking up by, and she thinks that Vincent is propositioning Elvira for prostitution.
Yeah, she's like, sure. What'd she say? Sure, I'll do whatever for $50.
Yes.
Right when she's walking by.
Yeah. Yeah, right when Chastity Pariah is walking by, you talk. Yeah, she thinks so. At this point, she just thinks Elvira's a whore.
Yeah.
But of course, she doesn't think anything less of. She never mentions anything about Vincent, even though he was in this situation the propositioner,
Yeah.
and but she only. That's bad, bad, bad. It takes two to tango.
Yeah.
Just saying. But Elvira, okay, this is the point where I was like, come on, this is where it separates Elvira from perceived, goth girl to rocker chick, because
Yeah.
Elvira sees the house, she sees the house and she's bummed out.
Yep. Well, she thinks
I
the house
personally
across the street is her house, and she's like, "Oh, I can get a pretty penny for this."
I personally, and I know Kevin does too, I think he's married to one, know plenty of women that would love that fucking house
Oh,
in
yeah,
the condition
absolutely.
it's in.
Yeah.
So I'm a little. That's the only thing I didn't like about this movie, is that she didn't like this house and what she turns it into. I was like, come on, god
Well,
damn
I
it.
mean, she's more about the money so she can fund her $50,000, Flamingo casino premiere. So
Well,
she's just looking to
that
see what kind of money she can get out of it.
yeah, yeah. Uh, 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 but that house is fucking cool. It looks like the Munsters house,
Yeah, it's awesome. I
and
think it looks awesome after they fix it up too, but yeah, it's definitely
well,
awesome.
I just don't like that they painted it like all different color, real like
Yeah.
bright colors and shit. Fuck that.
I mean, it goes along with just like they had whatever they had to do it, you know what I'm saying? Because she ain't got no money. So,
But
yeah.
but she gets the house. She gets the dog Gonk.
Yeah.
What's its full name? I completely
Oh,
forget.
what did they? Oh, I didn't write
Algonquin
that
or
down.
some shit
Yeah, it
like
was
that.
Algonquin. Yes, it was Algonquin. And
And
she's
she
like, I'm going to
calls
call
him
you
Gonk.
Gonk.
But Cassandra Peterson, she you know what I said earlier about her loving animals?
Mm-hmm.
This dog apparently was such a dickhead that even Cassandra Peterson called it a son of a bitch or something. Like she said all the scenes with this dog had to be redubbed, because the whole time they were shooting them, the trainer for the dog, you could just hear her going, Benny, 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 stop, stop, Benny, Benny.
Oh, because just
She
wouldn't listen
said,
to her.
yeah, wouldn't listen. And the actor, who is it? Kurt Fuller, the guy that plays Mr. Glotter,
Mm-hmm.
he got bit by because she said that this dog hated everyone on the set and would
Yeah.
attack everyone. She said she was terrified of being close to it because she was afraid it was going to bite her face.
Yeah, didn't
And
know. Yeah.
yeah, and Mr. Glotter, the Kurt Fuller, the guy that plays
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Glotter, he got bit in the scene where Gonk, we'll get to it in a little bit,
Yeah.
but there's a scene where Gonk chases him out of the house and bites him on the ankle,
Yeah.
and he said he had teeth marks on his legs for decades after that. He, they had to call the paramedics.
Damn.
Yeah,
Like, it fucked his
apparent
world up.
apparently that dog was a fucking asshole.
Wow.
But Cassandra Peterson is such an awesome person that when they were dyeing its hair, she pissed a lot of the crew off because she insisted that they use food coloring instead of real dye because she didn't want it to hurt the dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even though the dog was a fucking asshole, she
He was
still gave a
still,
shit
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
She's okay by me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Elvira is being shown the house by Mr. Bigelow. right? And she
Mhm.
gets the book and she meets Gonk, and he chases her. He cha he chases or Mr. He starts hitting on Elvira, and Gonk chases him out of the house, right? That's what
Yeah,
happened.
because he's like, you can do some things as far as selling the house, and he starts shutting all the curtains, and then he uh basically puts her over the
Yeah.
couch.
Yeah. Because that's the scene where, if you watch when he runs out to the car, that's when Gonk is actually biting him, because
Yeah,
he has, like, a scarf wrapped around his ankle that the dog was trained to bite.
and it said, "Fuck that scarf."
Yeah. Yeah, he said that he wasn't even supposed to jump up on the car. He just did that because the dog was really fucking biting him. But that's where they had to call the paramedics for him, because his little poodle attacked him. I know it sounds funny because it's a poodle, but it's still a dog bite. It sucks
He's
either way.
screaming. "Ah!
Yeah.
Ah!"
Oh my god!
Yeah, ooh.
Ooh! 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 I'm gonna have orgasms because this dog is biting me.
Oh, shit.
Ooh. And Gonk hides the book. Hide
Mhm.
Vincent's coming over to buy the book for the $50, not the sex that Chastity thinks he's going over there for.
Right, yeah.
But Gonk knows better, so Gonk hides the book before Vincent gets there, so Elvira can't sell it to him.
Yep. Then Vincent gets all the way there, and basically she's not putting out for his needs. So he gets all
Yeah, so
mad, and then
he
Gonk starts growling at him, and I'm sure that's like what the face is that everybody was seeing like off camera all the time with that dog then. That probably wasn't a trained growl.
that's just natural asshole dog.
That's just Benny. So that night,
Yeah.
we get the whole Elvira's getting ready for bed and stripping out of her clothes, because we obviously needed that shot in the movie. And then you got all the boys. You got old Randy, Sean, and Bo climbing up a ladder with a Polaroid camera in the rain to take pictures of her undressing.
Like how bright the makeup that she was wearing
Yeah,
was. It was like, I don't know, because
that face mud.
green's my favorite color. So I was like,
Yeah.
you wear that, I'll still bang you. But yeah, she scares them out with the green makeup on, but not before they get a picture of her in her
Right.
skivvies.
And it's skivvies. And then she slams the window on them and they go falling off. But they got the picture.
Well, and this is like one of the scenes from the movie that's pretty iconic, with her laying in bed with her hair spread out.
Hmm.
Like she's laying on about 10 other wigs.
Yeah.
But it in this dream, that like dead person, that supposed to be Morgana? I wasn't sure.
Yeah. It's supposed to be her aunt.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't
And when you look
completely
at the
sure because
painting of her, of Morgana, it's, obviously a painting of Cassandra Peterson.
yeah, I was gonna say that's just a painting of Cassandra, because she's a ginger.
Hmm.
Which, if you watch that scene at the beginning of earlier in the movie with her mom and dad, her mom with the yellow shirt on, she's a ginger.
Yeah.
That's where she got it from, mommy.
From the mummies.
Yeah, so she wakes up from her nightmare about Morgana, and Randy, Sean, and Bo show up the next day, to help Elvira fix up her house, because
Yeah.
Rich, w- they've got Richie, who
They on the
never
hardware
says a
store.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah, her parents own the hardware store, but this is where one of her innuendos, which is basically what this, which this movie is just full of them, because she doesn't, you know, she didn't want to go too risque, but she says she says to the teenagers, "Grab a tool and start banging."
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Elvira, we got us a couple more volunteers.
Great. Just grab a tool and start banging.
But
And then
even
it's
the
got, of
girls
course,
show
it's
up
got,
to help.
yeah, it's even got the shot of her butt, you know, when she's painting and stuff, and all the boys are looking, you know, or whatever.
Well, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Uh, she got a pretty good butt. Just saying. I like it a lot.
Oh my God. Oh my God, dude.
But this is what I was talking about. They paint her house like purple and bright
Oh yeah,
orange, and she loves it. And I was like, come on now.
yeah,
It looked better before,
yeah. But you know, that's the whole contrast, you know, because she's just a normal person like the rest of us.
in
You know,
my opinion.
she
It
just
looked
happens
better
to look
before.
the way that she looks.
Yeah, yeah.
So
She,
this fucking council meeting that they're at, dude, and they're passing around that Polaroid, and
uh,
Leslie's all like, all like super happy to see it.
and is it Glotter, Harold Glotter, that tries to put it in his pocket?
Yeah,
He's like, all right. Giggity, giggity,
yeah. So they're like
Yeah.
talking about how to get rid of her, and like they're basically going to fucking blacklist her, you know, from the town.
And
So
Chastity starts calling her like fucking whore, harlot, slut, floozy,
oh
hussy, hoe.
Please, I don't think we need to resort to name calling. I think what Calvin is trying to say is that this Elvira is a person of easy virtue, a purveyor of pulchritude, a one-woman Sodom and Gomorrah, if you will. A slimy, slithering succubus, a concubine, a streetwalker, a tramp, a slut, a cheap
And
whore!
it gets passed all the way down to Leslie.
yeah.
or no, does he even get it? I forget. I think
I think
his
it was coming to him, and then Mrs. Meeker grabs it
yeah.
and grabs it or whatever from you, of course.
Yeah, yeah, I think she takes it before he gets to look at it. Poor guy.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fucking funny. So they're discussing how to blacklist her, get her the fuck out of town.
Basically by selling her house, helping her sell her house. So Harry goes to help. You know, he's a real estate agent, so he goes to try to help her sell her house, but he also
Yeah.
tries to fuck her while he's there. But this is I don't know if I mentioned this yet because obviously editing magic. But 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 this is where Gonk attacks Harry.
Yeah.
Harry
This is what
Potter.
you're saying where he actually attacked him.
Yeah. Um the uh the actor, what the hell's his name? Kurt Fuller.
Mm-hmm.
He's in like everything, but
He is.
I couldn't. He's in like everything, but I couldn't tell you what the hell he's in. I've seen him in. So,
Ghostbusters too. He was the asshole in Ghostbusters
oh
too.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
the
Okay.
mayor's assistant or whatever.
Yeah.
He always
Okay.
plays an asshole, dude. Like it seems like every fucking movie he plays an asshole. Every single one.
And she's got her house for sale, and nobody's coming to look at it because nobody.
Yeah.
Because if it were me, I mean, I don't know what she's selling it for. She was talking about selling it to Vincent for like 70,000 or something, wasn't she? Or that's what.
She basically
That's
wants
what
to fucking sell it for as much as she can spend that $50,000 for that flamingo spot.
I don't like that part of this movie. Um, I like the movie a lot, but I do not like that Elvira's main goal is for some stupid Vegas show.
Well, I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense though at the same time because this movie's basically about her and her life anyway, and she was a Vegas showgirl. You know what I'm saying? Like that was one of her first
Well,
gigs.
I mean, because the character of Elvira, not Cassandra Peterson, just the
Right.
character of Elvira. I
She
don't
wanted
know.
her own show. You know, like her own because she was the next step up
I don't
from
like that
her television show. The
part.
movie Macabre would have been a Vegas show. Um,
Not for me. If I
well,
had my choice, I'd much rather do I
well,
wouldn't
yeah,
wanna
but
go to fucking Vegas. I'd just man,
well,
being a
let's
horror
be
host.
clear. They didn't write this movie for people like us. It's for people like my dad.
Yeah,
Like,
he's like, "Did you see the way she got the tassels
did you
going in
see them
opposite
tall, dude?
directions?"
I'm telling you, like that was one thing he'd be like, "Oh, watch how she
He's
do how does she do that, Kevin?"
he's just
And I'm
sitting
like,
there going,
and then he
"Dude,
looks over, and I'm like, he's like this, Dad, and I've got tassels.
on your balls."
Yeah,
What?
I've got
Yeah,
one. I'm doing like a
yeah, well,
helicopter.
I'm sure there's a fat man out there somewhere with titties big enough that knows how to do that.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's a skill. I mean, I
maybe next time we
suppose.
hang out, we can see if we can do it.
Yeah, we'll put the little fringe things on our wieners and try it.
And your cats will attack us. That's gonna be a rough
Oh man,
night.
yeah. Old Elvira starts to look for a job because she can't sell the fucking house, and she
Yeah.
needs some money. She needs some monies.
Yeah, so she's going in an appliance. So she goes to the surplus store, and everybody's kicking her out. And we're seeing
I like that.
Chastity Pariah and
During this
the
whole
rest of the biddies, like basically calling and blacklisting her. They're
just
calling
bitching
everybody and they're
about.
going, "She a hoe, she a hoe. Don't hire her."
I heard her trying to sell pussy to her uncle for 50 for $50.
Yeah, dude.
You guys you guys going to the sermon this weekend? By the way. But
So yeah, it's
our boys Billy and Travis notice that she's out job hunting, so they break into her house to find the book. And this is where Billy Billy finds her edible panties, which I guess she had edible panties. I don't know. Either way,
yeah, he's down there eating
it's
them up like
funny.
fruit roll-ups and shit. He don't give a fuck about anything else, dude. He like immediately runs down. He's like, "Oh my god, look what I found."
There's no book upstairs, but I found these panties.
Try one. They're edible.
Now keep looking.
I fucking love this fucking dude. I'm not eating no fucking edible panties from a stranger. I don't know what she's got.
He either tore
She's
those
not.
fuckers out of the package or they've just been sitting up there out of the package.
Well, but he's like, this one's got chocolate on it.
Oh,
When they tell Vincent that they fucked up and didn't get the book, this is where Billy is like, "Ooh," because Gonk scares him out. Somehow his shadow looks like a Rottweiler,
yeah. Gonk
which
is like a familiar, so Gonk obviously carries some certain powers of persuasion.
it's just funny because he looks like a Rottweiler and then he comes down and he's still the poodle, which he does. Spoiler, he does become a Rottweiler later in the movie for a little
Mm-hmm.
while. But
It's what's inside of
fucking
him, and obviously in real
fucking
life, that's what he really is too. So
and Billy when he tells Vincent about it, he goes, "It was the size of a water buffalo. It was as big as a water buffalo."
Yeah, dude. I swear, he plays the same character in every fucking movie, and he's usually only in for like 10 minutes. It's like the same shit. He may as well come into every scene and say that exact same line. Like in a
Yeah.
fucking Wild at Heart when he just comes in out of nowhere and he's like, Robert Baxter, that dumb fuck, that stupid shit.
The next scene is like the most this was almost cut from the movie. That's how because they were concerned about Elvira being marketable as
Mm-hmm.
to a younger audience, and this next scene with the sign at the movie theater almost didn't make it because of that, which is crazy to me, especially nowadays, because when she falls, because the sign
Oh,
says,
when she's talking to Bob at the movie theater because he sees her out doing all
yeah.
that stuff. And then, wait, what'd she say or something? He was like, I know what your problem is. And she goes, what? And he's like, chastity pariah. And she goes, I thought I had that cleared up.
Well, they were gonna cut the part out where, because the sign says Wild Adventures, how to hunt duck.
Yeah, yeah.
And when Chastity comes out and sees her, she's holding the E, but it looks like an F and over the
Oh,
D,
yeah,
so it
because
looks like,
she's like, you spelled matinee wrong. He's like, no, I didn't. I'm autistic,
which I'm glad you mentioned that, because Bob is supposed to be the dummy, but he was right. That is
Yeah,
how
he
you
is
spell
right.
matinee. And
Right.
Elvira's like, I'm in show business. I think I know how to spell matinee.
Which I love that part because it made, it just added to that character. And then she trips and it says how to fuck.
Wild adventure, how to fuck. Yeah. And
Right as Chastity
Chastity.
walks out. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, dude.
ooh.
Oh. Yeah, it's
And
fucking awesome. That's the quick, like the random, just funny little sticks through this whole movie. It's so fucking funny. Like they're sharp little jabs and they're hilarious.
well, yeah, the whole movie's full of like not quite sexual commentary, but sexual innuendos,
It's
I
clean.
suppose.
It's silly. It's not
Yeah,
too brutal.
yeah, except her line, the "How's your head?" line. That was
Yeah.
that where she's
I haven't
haven't
had any
had any
complaints.
complaints.
How's your head?
I haven't had any complaints yet.
Excuse me?
Oh, I think I'll live.
Yeah, that's a little racy, I suppose, for
Yeah, it's
the type
clean.
of movie. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And this is kind of where you get the little kind of peek into Vincent, because he has an underground lair.
Yeah, his secret fucking lair. Yeah.
We don't quite know what or who he is yet, but he has an underground lair, and he's apparently waiting on a lunar eclipse for something.
Yeah. That's
I'm
that.
not I'm not I'm not completely clear on what he's waiting for the eclipse for. I mean, I
Yeah.
kind of get it, but because I guess it turns him into a goblin of some. I don't know. We'll
Well,
talk
it's
about.
his time to take over, because it's obviously there's two different sides of magic and Elvira's family, the good and the bad, obviously. And he's also down there, he's taunting Morgana as well when he's down there. And he was like, he's waiting on that lunar to basically get all of his power. And he was like, you can't do nothing about it, So we're getting an insight onto like what his side of the power is and why he
Like,
wants that book.
he's like, yeah, you can't do
Yeah, I
anything.
know.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna walk towards you, swinging my arms like this, and if you don't move, it's your fault. You got
he,
hit.
he goes, yeah, he goes, what's he say? He was like, because you're dead and I'm not.
You idiot.
You idiot.
You guys play them video games? I, then we go back over to the titty bowl.
I think
Patty's,
Vincent's secret lair is where he goes to play D&D. I think that's where all that stems from.
Yeah, he's probably
D&D lair.
he probably has an Elvira fleshlight.
Yeah.
Wait, that's his niece. Ew. Grody. Did you notice that Vincent has a glass eye, the actor?
I don't think I noticed that.
Pay attention next time you watch this movie. His right eye is glass. If you see the scenes where it shows him kind of close up, you'll notice pretty quick because the only eye in his head that's moving is his left eye. His right eye kind of sits there. It's old school glass eye. It may as well be a marble.
He's got a cat's eye marble in there. The smasher.
Yep. That guy, that man Dale got a glass eye in his head.
So Elvira goes the tidy bowl.
The titty bowl.
Titty bowl to promote her movie that she's going to be showing.
Which, do you know what movie she shows?
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh, man. My man Kevin. On it.
Tomatoes. Yeah, so she goes in there and they're all the kids and everybody are like,
of the Killer Tomatoes.
You remember that
Attack
cartoon?
of the Killer Tomatoes.
You remember when they had that as a cartoon on Saturday mornings? It was short-lived.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
So, yeah, she goes in there and, like, none of the kids want to fucking be a part of it.
Shut the fuck up, dickhead. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all right. So, yeah, none of the kids want anything to do with her because the parents and principals are going to execute every single one of them. But what they say, they're saying, what they say, they're like, we can't go out because the principal and stuff says something like they're going to kill us or something. And she's like, they're going to kill your parents too? Like,
they're going to fuck us.
Yeah.
We can't
go
out.
So then she gets all dramatic and starts crying.
Falwell.
Yeah.
We're in Falwell, Massachusetts. It's not outside of the realm of possibility that our parents are going to fuck us.
Keep it in Falwell.
Yep, keep it in Falwell. Falwell. But Robin is dressed up like a hoa.
Well, yeah, they finally. Well, she puts on a big dramatic thing in the titty bowl.
But if they ever ask about me, tell them I was more than just a great set of boobs. I was also an incredible pair of legs.
And then they all say, "All right, we're gonna help you." And then, of course, who's like spying on him though the whole time? You know?
Oh, Patty,
Patty
with the small titties.
So she does that, and then so we know that she's gonna be fucking doing something later. So the kids all sneak out, and this shit cracks me up because all these kids sneaking out, and the one kid, did you notice when he jumped the fucking fence? The dumbass threw his shoes over the fence, right? And then jumped the fence and then slammed in a water puddle. Why the fuck would you jump a fence? Why would you take your shoes off before you jump the fence?
I'm not sure. I'd have to watch
weird,
that
right?
again, but
It's weird.
Even,
and then the one kid gets down and he rips his the rear end of his pants out.
Well, to be fair, Kevin, this guy doesn't have fucking boots on like you, so he's like, I don't have to.
I mean, why the fuck you're gonna climb a fence barefoot? You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever climbed a fence barefoot? It fucking sucks.
Well, your shoe won't fit inside the links like your big toe would, although it's not a chain link fence, is it?
No.
Yeah.
The wild and wonderful mysteries So
I
anyway,
like.
yeah. Robin puts
Go ahead.
her best heels on.
Yeah, Robin gets done up. She's got the Hua makeup on.
The floozies.
And Randy is like, "Hey."
Yeah, she
Like,
like turns. He's like, "Oh shit, okay."
it's like Randy, if I guess he was with her before she had the makeup, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a real one, man.
What if
But
he looked at her and he was like, "Wipe that shit off your fucking face.
started slapping her.
Put away those dirty pillows."
Jesus doesn't approve the dirty pillows. I like Elvira's just sitting in like it looks like a therapy couch
Hmm.
commenting
Yeah,
on Killer Tomatoes. I did
it
watch
would
the
be sweet to see
commentary.
that live, man. Like if she ever did like a horror hound and then did like a live movie macabre, that would
Well,
be
it's not,
fucking wicked.
I did watch the commentary for this, and Cassandra Peterson said she fucking hates Attack of the Killer
Yeah,
Tomatoes.
the second
She's
one's better.
basically like, this movie fucking sucks. But after the movie, she kind of does a flash dance routine,
Yeah,
and
the
Patty
entire
uh,
routine.
and Patty's plan. Yeah, it's funny when they show her up close and she's like it's clearly a body double for most of it, but then it shows the close-ups and where she's standing on her head.
Oh, and she's doing the flips.
Yeah, those those are so fucking
Yeah.
funny. It's not the best editing, but that kind of makes it funny.
Yeah, I think it was purposeful too. You know what I'm saying? Like they just worked.
Yeah.
They're like, "Fuck, this will be even funnier." You know.
Yeah, it's like clearly not her, and then it
Well, and
cuts.
the shit like that in Haunted Hills, there's a character in there, and he's actually like one of the people that live there in Transylvania. He's a local, and he didn't speak a lick of English, so all his parts are like crappily overdubbed over him talking. And it's like a super deep voice, like like the kung fu movies and shit. And it's just in there. They just put it in there, and it works. It's great.
He he can't speak English, so he's like, "Hey, Elvira, how you
Yeah,
doing?"
how you doing? It ain't far. Honestly, man, that ain't far off because it's like, hey, Elvira, how you doing?
How are you? Like Arnold Schwarzenegger and what
Uh,
Hercules in New
yeah,
York.
Hercules in New York. Yeah, yeah, pretty much just like that. Yeah. How are you? I am American.
Hello, I've been born and raised here,
I would like to have a
ma'am.
hot dog.
Do you have these things they call glizzies?
Yeah, I would like a glizzy. Ha 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 ha.
But Patty's plan comes to fruition here, where
Sure
she
does.
tar and feathers instead
What
of the
happens?
glitter or water. Fucking Elvira gets tarred and feathered.
Yep.
Fucking
Completely tarred and
bullshit.
feathered. That's pretty
Patty
harsh
needs.
too, man.
Pat, see, this movie could have ended right here if Elvira just walked up there and fucking shanked Patty.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fuck. Shink the shit out of her.
That little knife that she stabbed what's his name with?
Oh yeah, Billy.
The Billy, the little fake knife that she stabbed him with. She'll start fucking, because it didn't retract when she stabbed Billy, so maybe she'll get lucky and it won't when she starts fucking shanking Patty. You figure you stab her about 300 times with that thing, 100 of them might penetrate.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we forgot about the part two before all that where they're walking by and Patty's hiding behind the curtain, and all you see are like those two pointy cones.
her, her boobs, man.
Dirty
Yeah,
pillows.
they try to make yeah, she clearly has a body double later in the movie, but
Yeah.
We're not. We ain't there yet, but yeah, Patty's contending for biggest titties,
For
which
contending.
there's no comparison because Elvira wins just because she's showing half of them the whole fucking movie. You win by default,
So yeah, we get back
Elvira.
and fucking Elvira's fucking taking a bath in gasoline to get all this fucking tar off of her, and just cursing up a storm with Patty and everybody's downstairs and they're all scared.
Well, what does she say uh to Bob? Because she says she she says this thing to Bob. She says, "Well, here's to my big opening," and Robin
Yes.
laughs because she gets the joke, but
Yes.
nobody else does.
Oh yeah,
It's
that part,
another
dude.
innuendo. It's another innuendo.
Well, here's to my big opening. I mean, forget it.
Here's
Here's
my
to
big
my
open.
big open. Robin's like,
Yeah.
the only one in the room that
That gets
kind
it.
of giggles
It
about
flew
it.
right over
Yeah,
Bob's head.
yeah, Bob. What?
Because I'm a
the-"
Oh shit.
But she gets the kids to leave so she can be alone with Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Big old Bob. And
She's
this
finally
is
got
where
him.
she cook.
It,
Well, this is where she decides to cook something for him, and
yeah, because
we
she's
kind of
throwing
get
out all these fucking signals and shit, and he ain't picking up on nothing.
yeah, he's fucking stupid. But this is where they probably spent most of the movie's budget.
Oh yeah, when she goes in to make that fucking casserole or whatever. Oh,
I don't know what she's making.
it's fucking nasty. And then she sprays Cheese Whiz on top and crunches. Of course, she sits on the bag of chips and then puts it on top.
Yep, yep.
They come
I
out to eat and
I
it
need.
turns into a beast.
I've never met Cassandra Peterson. You have, but if I go to a convention that she's at, I'm gonna take a bag of chips and see if she'll sit on them for me.
A bag of chips so she can crush them.
Yeah, go. Could you sit on these, please? She'll be like, "Get out of here, you fucking pervert."
We'll go. We'll go and I'll have to go up to her with your bag of chips and I'll be like, listen, you got to sit on these. He hasn't eaten 3 days. He's refusing
This
everything.
goon.
And we look over and you're sitting on one of the fucking chairs in the lobby. You're just sitting there, just
Yeah,
like staring into nothing.
you're
And I'm
gonna.
like, please help my friend.
He's he's a goon, but
Yeah,
please help.
you see that fucking
Please
goon
help
over
this
there?
goon by sitting on his bag of chips.
He's
Yeah,
sitting on his
I'll
hands.
look up.
Will you please sit on this bag of chips so he'll eat?
I'll look up and go, "Hi, Elvira.
Hi, Elvira. It's
Hello,
okay.
Cassandra."
He'll go, it's okay. I'm autistic.
Yeah, I have a pass. I don't understand social cues.
We're not trashing autism. We're having fun. Don't
Yeah,
crucify
besides
us.
Kevin's autistic, so he gets a
Uh,
pass. I didn't say it. Kevin
yeah,
did.
yeah.
But this is what I was saying is this is where most of their budget went, it seems, because they have a monster pop out of the fucking food she made because she used the spell book that she doesn't know is a spell book yet
Mm-hmm.
a to make lunch.
Yep. Oh,
And
that thing looks fucking awesome too when they open it. It's so nasty.
yeah, and they managed to fucking get it down the garbage disposal somehow.
Yeah. Dude, he's like, Bob's
It
like screaming damn near.
it's bigger than my big cat, so and I don't think I could get him in my garbage disposal. But whatever, it's a movie, and also Elvira's magic. She just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, she hasn't figured that section
And
out yet.
Bob, even though he doesn't look like he's been touched by Jesus, does have the strength of 10 men.
He does. He does. And he shows it. Even though
Well,
he's freaking
maybe Bob, because he's only he he might have been like blown on by Jesus because he might have.
What, like butterfly kissed?
Yeah, Jesus might have butterfly kissed Bob, because Bob doesn't look like he's been touched by Jesus, and he might not be as strong, but he's probably got the strength of a few men at least.
Retard.
I'm trying to rationalize this because Bob, the gentleman that plays Bob, is better looking than me, so I can't trash his looks. God damn it!
Mhm.
The only safe bet there is Jason, who's been dug out of a grave. I'm like, I think I'm better looking than him. Maybe. I
Yeah.
still don't. I'm gonna bat 100 on that. There's gonna be women that look at me and go, "Ew," and then
Yeah,
see
ew.
Jason and like, the maggots really do it for me.
You're like, "I could do maggots too."
You can put them on my face. Come on, man. So yeah, it's like I can't throw any kind of shade at Bob. He's just he's a good looking guy that's just
Yeah,
dumb
he's
as
just
a
got it
box
going.
of fucking dicks. Oh
Uh,
man.
so,
Um
like, Gonk takes the book because Gonk's like, "Man, there's too much fucking around." So they follow Gonk to the attic, which it was like deja vu, right? Because she just had a dream about this moment, and
yeah.
takes her to the
I know.
trunk and gets her to open it, and Bob finds the letter
Hey,
from Morgana.
Elvira, there's
Uh,
there's
can
a
you read
letter
this?
in here. There's a letter in here for you.
There's a
Well,
piece of
I was
paper.
Bob is the one that reads it, isn't he? I'm like, holy shit, Bob can read.
Yeah,
Well, Bob spelled matinee and Elvira couldn't. So yeah,
yeah.
Bob's superpower is that he has a 10th grade reading.
His phonics level is like just passing.
So he's like, I was as smart. I'm a smart man. I could read at a 10th grade level.
Oh shit, man.
I think it's fucking hilarious that when the fucking lights go out, look, uh, there, she, well, she gets, okay, never mind. I'm jumping ahead here a bit, but he reads the letter and it's from her mother, who is Divana,
Yeah.
right? Is that how you
Hmm.
say it? Divana or
Yeah, or
Divana?
Devana. Yeah, it might be Devana. Yeah.
This is kind of where she finds out that Vincent wants the book because it's like a spell book. It's Harry Potter
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
And and Elvira,
Harry
she
Potter shit.
looks, she finds a spell in it because she needs money, and it has a word. It says Selsba Ricky Mula Sheen, right? And
Yeah.
she sees the part that says moolah and thinks that it means
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
And Bob's standing next to her with his fucking 12-inch dong going, I don't know if that means money, Elvira. I don't think that's funny.
Moolah. Dude, yeah. I love this
Moolah,
shit. So stupid.
moolah. But when the fucking lights go out, look, I don't know how far they've gotten so far. But when the lights go out, she's got a hold of a python that's probably every bit of 6 foot long, and she mistakes it for Bob's dick.
Yes.
I'm like, how big is Bob's dick? Holy shit. If she thought that fucking snake, she's like, oh, there you are, Bob.
What'd she say? What'd she go? She's like, oh, Bob.
Never in my life would a woman grab a fucking 6 foot long snake and go, oh, is that you, Alan?
Well, they might if you're having a bad day just to cheer you up.
Man, holy shit. Yeah, fucking, she thinks the goddamn 6 foot long snake is Bob's dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you got, you don't get the brains too. He's, I don't know. I won't go into that because I'm already accusing, low intelligence with having, uh, strength. I don't also want to give them extra attributes.
What are you building? Are you building a fighter? Is that what we're doing?
I'm low intelligence, but I'm uh if I were building myself in an RPG, my intelligence would be at about a 4 or a 5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Bob's is probably a 2, but his dong, because there's much smarter people. Much,
Yeah.
much. We're all human. We're all human. I'm on the same scale that Albert Einstein is, so I'm way down. Way
Yeah.
down on the scale. But Bob is lower, and I think the lower you get on that scale, the bigger your penis is. The dumber you are, the bigger your dick is what I'm trying to say.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
And Bob's
Oh,
got an ankle slapper.
a fucking slobber knocker.
He's at dong status. Like no one's ever no one if anyone ever sees your dick and goes, "That's a dong." You're
Yeah.
probably an idiot. You're probably a stupid bastard. Yup, there's my dick.
You touched my pipet, Steve.
Nobody ever pulled down Elon Musk's pants and was like, "Holy shit, that thing's gigantic."
Holy shit, let's give this man some more money.
Okay, I'm going too far into the logistics of penis size.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go to the Morality Club annual picnic, which is clearly
Oh,
more
this is
moral.
so fun.
Yeah, it's funny because the person who everybody thinks is a slut
Mm-hmm.
is the only one not participating in this because she uses her spell book to make another fucking recipe. This is why I don't eat at potlucks, people. That
Because
and
of this?
that,
Because of this
yeah.
scene?
Well, because you never know
You
what
just don't
people
want
look.
Mrs. Poole to sit on your face.
Oh man, yeah. I bet that thing looks like buckwheat got hit in the head with a hatchet, like a head
Yeah.
wound.
What, like fucking Pascal from Pet Cemetery?
Yeah, you gotta. If you're as prudish as Chastity Pariah, I guarantee you've never so much as trimmed that thing. It just looks like a wild animal.
A wild animal.
Elvira makes a goddamn meal for these assholes. It's like, did you ever see? Have you watched? They kind of do the same thing. I wonder if it was. Well, no, it couldn't. If you ever saw the show True Blood, they kind of do the same thing, where they have like all the squares in the town, having an orgy.
That was
That's what this
when.
reminds.
Oh yeah, because that series where that one lady was taking over everybody and everybody was eating, and yeah, all kind of combined into one
Yeah,
weird fucking thing. Yeah,
it has. It's a random fucking pull for. It has nothing to do with this movie.
yeah.
It's just my brain is fucking a jerk off. So
So yeah, she wanted to make this fucking casserole to set this beast off on everybody to get him back for everything, and it turns
it
out
just makes
that
everyone want to fuck each other.
everybody ends up having a fucking orgy, like everybody in town. Like,
Oh,
and
and
they're just like laughing in the
chastity.
bushes.
Okay, this shit gets to me because look, yeah. Well, look, this is. I'm not. I don't eat. Well, you kind of know. Look, here's behind the curtain with me. I don't eat at restaurants. I haven't eaten at a restaurant in decades because I'm a bit of a germaphobe,
Hmm.
you know. But because I'm not eating off your goddamn silverware that the man in the back without teeth just licked clean.
Yeah.
They ain't running that. They're not running that through the dishwasher. They got some hobo in the back that just licks those forks clean.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
it really bothered me when Elvira's dish got dropped off and Chastity stuck her fucking finger in it. I know that's just me, but I guarantee you eventually there might be a couple people that listen to this that go, I understand.
Yeah.
Solidarity, brother. I'm with you. That is fucking disgusting. That is why I will never eat at a goddamn potluck. Fuck you. I don't know what you did in your kitchen when I wasn't there. Look. I'll stop. I'll stop there because I'm sounding crazy. But
Hey,
that's
if
my
anybody
stance on
anybody listening to this want to invite Alan to a potluck, email us at deadnotespodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, no, I'm not eating no potluck bullshit. Nope. Although, yeah, I'm not gonna comment on that. I'll leave that for another time.
So while they're in the bushes fucking giggling, fucking Vincent walks up on her and he's like, "That's an interesting dish you've made. You know, that you just
Well,
created a whole fucking porn movie."
hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Kevin forgot about the hot dog, the glizzy. Harold Glotter holds up a hot dog to Patty and says, "Remind you
Oh,
of
yes.
anything?"
Oh my fucking god. Yes, I forgot all about that. Oh my
It's like
fucking
front
god.
and center.
Oh.
You forgot about a front and center glizzy, man. He
Yeah,
goes,
dude, that's
"Reminds you of
fucking something
anything?"
else,
And
dude.
she holds up the taco and says, remind you of anything?"
Dude, I'm
He
telling you.
sticks it in the taco shell and she fucking bites into it. I'm like, you know, if you've ever been on a date and you wasn't sure, like, am I in? Is this it? Uh, well, if you pull out a hot dog and stick it in a taco shell
And
and
then she
she
bites the
bites
tip
into
off.
it, you're in there. You in.
Fucking awesome,
I
man.
don't think, yeah, you don't need to take her back to your place and put Dawn of the Dead on so she's bored to death. Like I could be doing anything else. But Chastity, Chastity, who is the most prudish bitch in the whole movie, fucking sits on that guy's face and she says, "Excuse me, is this seat taken?"
And then it cuts to the fucking like POV shot. No.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'd be like, "Yes, it is, ma'am."
Oh shit.
All the while, Elvira, the one everybody's calling a hoe, is in the bushes. She's not partaking in this
Yeah.
uh degeneracy.
Yeah. Fucking great.
Doesn't
Fucking great.
When Vincent shows up, he offers her 500 now for the book, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he knows that, she's getting wise to what's going on after she, clearly found everything
Well,
in that trunk.
for me, I'd be like, look, you went from 50 to 500.
Mm-hmm.
That is, man, I
Sounds to
don't
me
even
like he
watch
just
that.
wants to have an orgy. That's why he wants the book so bad.
But yeah, he goes from 50 to 500. That's not how you negotiate, you jackass. You don't go from
Yeah.
50 to 500. You should have went to 75. Then she might have been like, well, maybe. But you go to
Right.
500, she's like, wait a minute. Why did you go from $50 to 500?
Yeah.
It's
Something is not right.
Vincent's a fucking idiot. It's that glass eye, you fucking idiot. Your brain's slipped out of your fucking eye socket. Something. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe the water drained out of there.
Yeah.
But
Oh
Patty's
Jesus.
back trying to fuck Bob, because that's a thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Fucking she gets clocked.
But this is where they had like a stunt double. They had like a stunt double to show when she pulls her bra off and the girl and she falls down to the ground and covers up her tits. She's
Mm-hmm.
got like my titties. So,
Yeah. Yeah. The itty bitties. Yeah.
got my itty bitty titties. So yeah, they had a stunt double for that. And
Right.
but that whole thing, I guess the rest of this movie she had to like use ace bandage to
Tape them down. Yeah.
like tape her titties down so she looked flat chested like that. You know,
Yeah.
not an important detail, but I think it is.
Right. You need to get one of them fucking shirts, the FBI shirts that says female booby inspector from like the late 80s.
Female boo. Yeah,
It said FBI.
yeah,
Remember those
that's
shirts?
cool.
Remember those
I
shirts?
remember. I remember. Wasn't that from like Police Academy or something? Whatever. I don't
Whatever.
give a shit. Everyone likes titties. Even women like titties. Other
Absolutely.
women
My
do.
wife loves titties. So, nice segue into another council meeting where everybody's accusing each other of being perverts.
What
Now you got to
what
keep it.
relevancy is that, Kevin? I'm not a pervert.
It's all right.
The difference
You'll
here.
sit on any
Okay,
man's face. I know.
I'm
You
going
don't
to
give a shit.
clarify the difference between
You're a good face
people
sitter.
that I say what I think. You got to look out for the motherfuckers that don't say what they think because that's the fucking perverts. Those are the people you got to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Jared from Subway, Look, I only said that because for some reason I've been watching Poultrygeist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's uh there's uh there's a character in it named Jared, and I saw this meme going around a while back that's absolutely true. It was Quiznos, and it said, Quiznos, we won't fuck your kids. What better ad than there is there than that?
It's clean. I
Because
mean,
you
it's
know
short and
what?
sweet.
I'm just saying, I'm uninhibited. If you fucking got someone telling you like, "Oh, that guy's this and that," well, those are the ones to watch out for. Just saying.
Usually.
Usually.
Yep. Usually. Yeah, that's usually how it always pans out. So we're in that council meeting, and everybody's like accusing each other of this and that. And Vincent comes in, and he's basically like, "Hey, you guys are all bewitched," and
He's like, you looking at my eye?
yeah, yeah,
You looking at
you,
my eye?
you looking at my eye? Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Oh,
look,
you're
this is a good
Yankees.
scene to look for it because look at this man's right eye, it don't move. That's why he's so because the actor that played Vincent, William, what the hell's his name? William something. William Morgan Shepherd, right?
Hmm.
He he's British.
Yeah.
And I think part of the reason he's a little alarming looking is because he's got British teeth. uh, I look, he's got one eye and some jacked up teeth, so they were like, "You're perfect." But he convinces them to arrest her of witchcraft,
Yep. And it's an old rule inside, in their town where, she could be arrested for it.
and she gets put in jail with Gonk,
Hmm.
which is awesome. I mean, if Gonk wasn't an asshole in real life.
Yeah.
Elvira complains and says, "I'm entitled to one phone call and a strip search."
Hey, I've seen the people's court. I'm entitled to one phone call and a strip search.
Well, there's a payphone right across the street. What's the matter? You forget where you put your broom?
So yeah, Bob shows up and Elvira's like, "Hey, you need to go get this book." Before Willie One Eye goes and gets it. One Eye Willie.
All the while, the teenagers who we kind of forgot about it at this point are up on the roof trying to cut a hole like this is a fucking Mad Magazine comic strip.
Yeah. Man, you'd be able to fucking rob so much shit in that town the way it's ran.
They're cutting into the jail to break Elvira out, I guess, but they
Hmm.
didn't put a lot of planning into it. But they're building a bonfire to burn Elvira, and,
Yeah,
and they
burn her
got
at
a
the
little
stake. I mean, it's
and they got a little one for Gonk. Oh,
yeah.
catching strays at this point, poor little guy. Bob, finally back at Elvira's house, he finds the book
Yeah.
and gets knocked out, and then Vincent finally gets the book because Bob's a fucking I almost said the R word. Bob's a stupid.
A dingus.
We kind of get the first. Is this the first time we actually see Gonk transform? I think it is
Well, we
because
start to
we saw
we,
the shadow of his like Rottweiler form, but we never actually saw him change.
no, and like she's getting ready to get lit up, you know what I'm saying? And she has that flashback about, her ring. So Elvira makes the ring makes it rain, making it rain, and she gets
Like,
untied. I think after that, uh yeah, we start seeing Gonk in his true form.
yeah, Yeah, the she doesn't make it rain until after they've got her on
Oh, that's right.
the.
Up on the yeah, that's right. I got you. Yeah,
This is where Gonk turns into a
that's right.
rat, and he kind of goes to save
That's right. I forgot
Bob.
about that fucking part. My bad. Yeah.
That's all right. He goes to say he turns into a rat, and then he turns into a Rottweiler to
Yeah.
break Bob free of his ties,
Mm-hmm.
right where they had him tied up.
Yep.
But the priest that comes to give Elvira her last rites squeezes her titties. That's the that's the second person in this movie. No, third. Is that the
Yeah.
second or third? I don't know. The but anyway, the teenagers who are, like I said, inconsequential to the plot, they finally cut through the roof and fall into the cell, but it's the one next to Elvira's, not hers. But as typical, when they take Elvira to the stake, everyone's chanting, "Burn the witch!
Yeah.
Burn the witch!" Is there no one in that town? I guess Leslie is probably out there like, "No, don't burn
Yeah.
the witch."
Yeah. Yeah. He's he's trying to get a good view.
And they do like maybe Patty has changed, but because she stops the sheriff from lighting the fire, and she's like, "No!" And but it's just to show him a better way.
Yeah.
Bitter bitch.
Bitter bitch. And also going back to like Gonk as a rat, I love that they still made the rat all punk rock looking too. I love that. Dude.
Yeah,
Funny.
but they didn't do it to the Rottweiler.
Yeah.
This is where when she's on the cross and they light the fire, she has like a flashback to
That's
her
right.
aunt
Yeah.
saying,
Yep.
which did you notice that when she has the flashbacks to her mother, that is the point in this movie where Cassandra Peterson is playing her mother. She like her mom has red hair,
Mm-hmm.
and when she has the baby in the uh basket, whatever,
Yeah.
that that is the rare glimpse of Cassandra Peterson in an Elvira movie without Elvira makeup on.
Yep.
'Cause
Besides
she's
the painting of
playing her,
her.
yeah, she's playing her own mother, who
Yeah.
happens to be a ginger. Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? Yeah, that's pretty awesome. All these like little
And
these little trivia things that you've been busting out have been pretty awesome.
but Bob, the big smart, he's a smart man. Because Elvira she has the typical like the power's within you. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the fucking book. You got the power. You got the ring. And
Mm-hmm.
she makes it rain and puts the fire out. Big old dumb Bob unties her. Hey Elvira. That rat turned into a puppy and set me free.
Vincent's got the book.
It's the eclipses, and Vincent
The
has the
eclipses.
book, Elvira. But this is where Vincent finally shows up looking like a goddamn demon,
Yeah, which is sweet.
and I guess there's a scene cut out of this movie where Chastity and and Calvin get turned into pigs. Well,
Yeah.
they show that they show Vincent turning them into pigs, Chastity, Harry, and Calvin. But there's a scene that got cut out that they all complain about where they're in the back of a truck naked with pigs. And you can look online, there's screenshots of it cuz they did shoot the scene, but they just
That's
cut it out of the
hilarious.
movie.
Yeah, that's funny. I'll have to look that up for sure.
But we're getting closer to the end of the movie because uh Vincent is still pursuing Bob and Elvira, and
Oh
he
yeah, for
corners
sure.
them. Doesn't he throw Bob in the garbage in the dump? No, he throws
Gonk.
Gonk in the dumpster.
Yeah.
He
he
knocks
punches
Bob
he
out.
yeah, he punches uh Bob or whatever and then throws conk in the dumpster.
Poor, poor guy. I bet on the set they were like, yes, because Cassandra Peterson said the trainer was in the dumpster, and they
Oh
had
yeah.
padding and everything in
Oh
there.
yeah.
But yeah, because she gives a shit, even though the dog she said is an asshole. She doesn't want it to get hurt,
Yeah.
but uh, but yeah, this is another scene that is likely overdubbed because the whole time the the trainer's in the dumpster going gonk 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 gonk,
Yeah.
come here gonk, you know.
Yeah, that's funny.
And Vincent finally confronts Elvira, and this is like fucking something Bob would have did because she tries to cast a spell on Vincent and throws the ring at him.
Yeah. Dude, I was
He's like, all right, all
yeah, she just
right.
like throws it. It's so fucking funny. Just slips right off her
And it
finger.
lands on his finger.
Yeah. That was like a perfectly doc. That was a perfect doc right there.
That I think they make a toy of this next scene, the army surplus store, Elvira. I think there's a Nika toy
That's
of
fucking
that.
awesome.
I I think I sent it to you. I'm
You
not
might
sure.
have.
I might have, maybe, but
That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure where she's like doing her Rambo thing,
Yeah.
and she claims that she was inspired by Pee Wee Herman, where she said, "What's over there?" and has Vincent looks, and then she runs away.
Yeah. Yeah, what'd she say when she comes out that comes around when she comes out of the fucking surplus
I don't
store?
remember.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember either. She says something that was said earlier in the movie, but it comes kind of back around.
Well, I will say it's funny because the bazooka has no effect, right?
Yeah.
She shoots him in the fucking chest with a bazooka. Zero
But he's all
effect.
powerful now though. So
Well, you say that, but here in a few minutes, she's gonna throw a fucking high heel shoe at him
it's
that does more damage than the bazooka.
probably because it's sharper.
The editing around this scene is kind of goofy because when he comes through the fence, you can see like he's already been hit with the
Yeah.
shoe because he's got blood all over his forehead. But
Mm-hmm.
that's before she ever even hits him with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Minor minor editing goof, but
Yeah.
it's in there. So
Yeah.
and she busts through the she she uses her titties to get she uses her boobs to break the fucking uh fence open.
Yeah. Which I
Like
mean, if I had him at
Elvira,
Did you say
it's
Elvira?
like Elvira, I already love you. You don't need to do this. But of course
Yeah.
now I like you even more.
Right. You've got
You
plenty of
could
change for her to break.
yep.
So she, so she gets back into her house, and Travis is waiting for her, and he's like, he's waiting for that blowjob. He's in there. He's in there waiting for that blowjob. So she fucking smashes those leeches on his face, and I think that when she throws those leeches on his face, you might know since you listen to like the commentary, but I think it's a callback to that old school movie, Leeches. Did you ever see that? Like an old black and white movie?
Maybe it's a callback to Stand By Me.
No, I think it's actually just the
I
way the
know.
camera is. But I mean, if they were down
Yeah,
his pants, then I could say, then yeah. Which
yeah, I have
would
no
have been a
idea.
funny come around is if like when she finds him, like she grabs his pants and throws the leeches down his pants, just like she did with the beer.
That's kind of the end of Travis,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the leeches don't kill him.
no,
So
but they
she
definitely
doesn't
made his night uncomfortable.
yeah. Yeah, that would suck definitely, but
Yeah,
At least she didn't
That
throw an
would
axe
suck.
at
It
him.
actually would suck.
But at least she didn't throw an axe at him or set him on fire.
No, but we do have another run-in with an axe, though.
Yeah, because Vincent is too big a pussy to do the full-on Kool-Aid man, so he just sticks his arm through the wall. His arm gets cut off. But this is where I said put a pin in it at the beginning of the movie, because when Vincent is pursuing Elvira, he says, "I am the master of the dark," right?
Mhm.
And
I am
which
the
is,
mister of the dork.
I am the mister of the dork. Well, this is where Elvira tells Vincent, she says, "Then I'll see you in hell first." That's the line
Yes.
from the beginning of the movie. It's a
That's what it
callback.
is, yeah.
It's a
There it is.
callback that you could miss with a blink of an eye. You could miss it, but that's
Yeah.
the callback to the beginning of the movie with Beverly.
Yep.
Beverly, what's her
Yeah.
name? That's like the book ending of the movie, because after this, Vincent starts breathing fire and shit, burns down Elvira's house, but she casts some fucking she like reflects one of his spells,
Mhm.
right? That's kind of what happens, and I guess he dies from it.
Well, I mean, doesn't he get hit in the balls and drops
Yeah,
the book?
the the loose board on the floor hits him in the
Yeah.
nuts. Drop
She
drops the
reflected
book.
because wait, she stabbed his hand after his hand cut off. It was like crawling, and she
Oh yeah,
stabbed it and
yeah,
took the ring back. Yeah,
yeah. She gets the ring back from it, and that's how she reflects the spell.
and then he
And
then he fucking takes the board to the balls.
basically, he killed himself.
Yeah.
He's like, "Darkness, hear me now. Darkness, hear me now.
By the
I
time
leave
you
this
hear this,
world. I leave this world." To any, if anybody reads this, I'm not
I was
sorry.
here. He said, "Anybody reads this, I'm not sorry."
But really, who would read this? That would have been a better ending. They should have hired us. We could have gave you the "This Cold Night" ending.
Yeah, this cold night ending. Yeah,
Darkness,
golf
hear me
suicide note.
now. Darkness. But Vincent's dead. That
Hmm.
man's dead. And the next morning, Elvira's sitting on the porch with Bob and Gonk, and they both have neck braces on
Yeah, they
for whatever reason, I guess, to
Bob got
indicate
thrown
they're
around, and he's
uh,
like, "Hello,
uh,
Elvira."
I'm not top heavy, Elvira. I had landed on my penis.
And he fucking like the whole town apologizes to him, but he's like, "Oh, Lyra, what are you gonna do now?"
Well, the whole town shows up, and it looks like it's another, like, God damn it, here they come. They're gonna
Yeah,
fucking
the lynch. They're gonna lynch her.
torches and pitchforks, yeah. But they actually are showing up trying to get her not to leave, because they all like her
Hmm.
now. You know, that was
Yeah,
Elvira's character arc, right?
right.
That is called a character arc. You end it here, Elvira, Cassandra.
No, no, because you
Yes.
gotta move on because she got her dream.
No. Shut up, Kevin. This is where the movie ends. Hit the stop button right here, people. We're not going on any further.
No, you are. You have to
No,
because she got her
I'm
dream.
not. I'm as soon as all the townspeople show up and say, "Elvira, we don't want you to leave, bitch. We like you. Stop the movie." And then,
She don't want to be stuck in that town.
yes, she does. She loves it now. She's getting
No,
hogged out by big dick fucking Bob. Bob, who has a more dick than
But she'll
brains.
have, but she'll have like 6 of them to choose from if she goes to Vegas.
Not Bob. He's one in a
At her
million.
beck and
Did you
call.
see how? Did you see how big that snake was? There's not a lot of Bobs. I'm just saying. This is where I choose to believe the movie ends. Kevin
Yeah.
can continue.
Tomato, tomato.
Kevin, go ahead, ruin the fucking movie for everybody, because this is
This is
where
where
it
I
ends
think a
for
lot
me.
of people are like, man, we got to see that she got her dream. Her dream came true.
But this for me is where I'm stopping the movie, because the Vegas show, I hate that they did that.
But again, I think it was
I
just to end her story, her journey, you know?
I know. Look, this is Kevin's movie. I'm not. I like this movie. Kevin fucking loves it. So don't listen to me. I'm just some jackass. Oh, I'm gonna let Kevin have this, because go ahead. You explain the final scene, because I don't
I
like
just
it.
did. Like she does, so she goes and it's her Broadway show
You
that she
just
needed
said
50
you
grand
said
for,
you
and she
you
finally
said I
got it.
just did. I agree. Listen, I agree. I agree, Kevin. You did. You just did. You said I just did. Well, I agree, because the only thing we talked about was the titty tassels. So see?
Yeah.
So I could
Well, that's
edit
how it
this
ends. And
movie.
then of course she ends it iconically, as she does all of her movie macabre shows. With
Kevin just talked about the titty tassels and was like, I explained the entire ending. Alan, you moron.
Well, I mean, I
And
did mention the fact that
I
she got her
am
Broadway show, so I mean, or Vegas show or whatever.
you
Same
added
diff. Tomato,
one per
tomato.
basically what Kevin is saying is, let's not pretend that she tried to rap at the end of this movie.
I'm rough, I'm woman enough to get ready. I'm gonna do my stuff. I can take it, I can cheat it, I can fix it, I can bake it. If I don't have the recipe, I'll take it.
Yeah, the
Look,
rap's horrible, but I mean,
silent.
Blondie tried to rap too, man, and it's horrible.
Hey, no, we're not gonna do
Absolutely,
these.
it's
We're not gonna
Blondie.
do these. What about?
Rapture's a horrible
We ain't.
song. I'm
We
saying
ain't
it.
doing these. We ain't doing these whataboutisms though.
No, no, no,
You're
no, no,
like.
no.
You're like. You're like. But what about Blondie?
Yeah, and I said
No.
it was trash. Rapture's a garbage song. I don't particularly like Blondie either, so I
I drive in
appreciate, but I
cars
don't
and
like her. Yeah.
I drive in cars and drink at bars and hang out and with
It's like
stars and
wiping your ass before you take a shit. It just doesn't make any sense.
or taking a shit before you take a shower.
Yeah.
Wait, that does
Yeah.
make sense.
Or the opposite of that. Or swallowing swallowing magnets backwards just to keep everybody away from you.
If your wife knew what you were doing in that bathroom with her coochie blaster, you're spraying it at your what?
Clean as a whistle.
Yep. But anyway, I like the I'm stopping the movie before I choose to believe that the Vegas thing never happened.
Well, it
That's
did.
my body, my choice.
I will respect your body.
From a distance.
Your body of work. I will respect your body and your body of work.
You're like, all right.
Go watch this movie, everyone. It's phenomenal. It's hilarious. Definitely.
Elvira fucking rules.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She's done a lot of good, so.
It is a great movie. It's fucking phenomenal. I have my problems with it. Kevin does too, but he refuses to admit it because because he loves Elvira, and Cassandra Peterson is a lovely person. Yeah, she's fucking amazing. You know, I'm one of those people that does not like to meet the actors because, you know, the whole never meet your heroes thing, but I think she's a safe bet because she genuinely seems like an awesome person.
She is, man. She's super sweet. Like I said, fucking American treasure, dude.
But until our next time, bye everybody.
Unpleasant dreams.